looks at the watch. Palace hoping to get 3 more points here. Wearing the yellow strip, Zach Henry gets us started. Back for Marcus Hill. You'd think they'll be on the front foot throughout here, and then early attack, and it's a great bit of play there by Ryland Brownlee. Wins a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. What a positive start from the visitors, who are hot favourites to win this game without a shadow of a doubt. In third place, West Brom, bottom of the table, and have really struggled this season. Just the 2 wins all campaign. They've just been beaten 5-1 by Southampton, who currently top the table. Now, Brownlee won the free kick. Will it be him? It could be Dean Benamar, who's well capable of finding the back of the net from here. Great early opportunity for Palace's under-18s to strike first. Referee blows the whistle. Benamar stands over, and it's Brownlee who hits the wall. Did its job there, standing firm and repel the danger. Now it's with Jasper Judd, a proud skipper. Brownlee busy so far. Benamar being followed by West Brom. Good to see them wear their traditional striped shirts. Their first team hoping to get into the Championship playoffs. They've got a big game at lunchtime. Of course, Palace, that massive game against Brighton in the Premier League. Best coverage on Palace TV. Really exciting time for Oliver Glasner's side. That FA Cup semi-final to look forward to, and also hoping to improve on last term's finish. The under-18s going well. Smile on everyone's face. You can see the wind ruffling through that corner flag to show the ferocity of the elements here. And such a good outcome for the under-21s last night. They went goal crazy in the second half. They're 1-0 down at half-time against West Ham. Ended up winning 5-2. Incredible stuff. Some wonderful goals. Set for the playoffs and could be at home in the last 16, because it looks like they're going to be top 8 now. And the under-18s going well themselves. Had a really good campaign. Want a strong finish. Of course, the teams in and around them, most of them have games in hand. Here's Brownlee being followed by the number 4 Idrissa Dada. And out comes the Albion keeper, Louis Brady, who wasn't required to make a save from that free kick by Brownlee, but a good purposeful opening from the visitors. This is not forward. Of course, they've been leaking goals. They lost 4-2 to Chelsea, 6-0 against Manchester City in the FA Youth Cup quarter-final. West Brom lost 2-0 to Fulham. Their last win was 3-0 against Brighton. So they've been on a losing sequence of the junior baggies. In goes Kyrese Adams-Coleman. And now Colesby knitting it together. Knocks the pass for Alfie Morn, the West Brom skipper. Morn plays it in low. Good mopping up there by Adams-Coleman for Zach Henry. Tries to play in Tyler White. One of the alterations to the lineup named for this game. Started the day 2 points behind Southampton, 1 behind Chelsea, 5 above Spurs, in third place. Did lose narrowly to Chelsea, having beaten West Ham 3-1, Fulham 2-0, and Villa 4-1 in the previous 3 fixtures. So they've been in form, scoring plenty of goals. Here's Colesby now, seeing plenty of the ball in the early stages for West Brom. Not the pass. Good stuff from the hosts. Clattered clear. But the wind definitely playing its part here already. Jack Woodward talking you through the action on Palace TV+. Remember, all of Oliver Glasner's press conferences pre-Man City next Friday, 1:30 p.m. will be live, and the following day, actually, live audio commentaries of the trip to Manchester City. That's the first game in the UK to use semi-automated offside technology. So there's bound to be some talking points about that. Remember the trip to Manchester City last season, really good comeback. Here's the ball, angled forward now for Morn. plays it in low. That's really good defending. Great to see from Josh Moana, springing to action there, covering defender. Late recruit to the lineup, and he's done his team proud there. As Moana on his first start since November after a hamstring injury. Very good to see. So it's a corner kick. That's the outcome of that good, resilient defensive work by Moana. Right wing, left boot, hoisted high into the mix, and he watched the trajectory perfectly there. It was awkward coming in on the breeze from Hill, but fine work from him. Helped back by James Bythell for his keeper, Louis Brady, who's going to have the first clear chance, I wonder, in this game. This is the last away game of the under-18 season. Final two matches, home to Arsenal and Brighton. Possibly could go top with the win, depending on other results and all the different games in hand. Villa playing Fulham in a midday kickoff. Other sides towards the top involved as well. Here come West Brom with a shot played in low by Divine. Onyemachi making a nuisance of himself, but they just about dealt with his threat. But Onyemachi looks to be in the mood. Can be misleading sometimes. You do get surprise results, especially at youth level, even though West Brom have had a really, really challenging campaign. They're well adrift at the bottom of the table with just 11 points. They're 6 adrift, actually, of second bottom. Lost 10 of their 17 matches. Still got to play Villa twice in the remainder of their season. This is played after a really good opening when Brownlee won that free kick, which was hit at the wall. Albion have really come back into it, but Brownlee is quite capable of winning the set pieces, isn't he? With his direct approach. It's been a good acquisition for Palace without a shadow of a doubt. Played by Danaher, who helped England under-18s to a clean sheet in a 5-0 win over Northern Ireland. Good to see Jesse Derry, who's still the top under-18 scorer, 12 and 12 before graduating to the under-21s. Here's Benji Casey winning his team a corner. First involvement for him, and it's an effective one. Yeah, Derry, who scored the only goal in England under-18s win over Portugal. Good to see there's the pathway up to the 21s, and possibly the first team, of course. So then, it's corner kick taken by Facida. Gets it back from open play, tries to find the pass for Danaher. Here's the shot through a ruck of bodies, but Albion able to clear. 9th minute, West Brom and Palace head-to-head. Under-18 Premier League South remains goalless, but it's been an intriguing opening. Both teams looking for goals. Palace have sowed a few seeds of doubt, caused headaches with set pieces. Interesting to see a Facida take that one forward from the back, and he's going to take a throw in now deep inside his own territory is Jacob. But yeah, make sure you watch the full 90 and the highlights on Palace TV Plus of that brilliant 5-goal second half super show in a London derby at West Ham. I mean, I mentioned they might be home in the playoffs, given they're probably going to be top 8, the 21s. The away games I've seen, they wouldn't mind being away, because you know, that win at Manchester City was sensational, and last night as well. But yeah, there'll be a match for anyone in those playoffs. The under-18s want to finish well, having had so many memorable days, Saturdays particularly, this term. Here's Moana. He's performed well so far. Moana looks comfortable on the ball, approaching the 10-minute mark at West Brom's training facility. Brownlee pursuing this one, followed by Morn. Morn claiming the decision, doesn't get it. Brownlee, bright as a button, sharp as a tack, always looking to wreak havoc. Fasida into the feet of his fellow defender, Moana. And now Jasper Judd. But it just runs over the edge of the pitch. Judd, as we mentioned, has captained previous youth levels, including the under-15s when they won the under-15 Floodlit Cup National Final. So he knows what it means to skipper this great club. But they're going to give Palace a game here. For Albion, Banamar mops up for Marcus Hill, hoping for a clean sheet. They go direct this time towards Brownlee, who did well. Now Dean Banamar takes up the play. We know about his quality on the left. He's moving in field now and picks out Adams Coleman, who's an important cog in the wheel. Moana with JJ available. Judd back for Josh Moana. Good to see him back in action. Clips it. Good, well, just strayed at Banamar. Good idea, didn't quite come off because the flag had been raised. But Palace growing into the game. Tickets still available, by the way, for the final under-21s Premier League 2 league phase fixture against Chelsea, Monday the 14th of April at the VBS Community Stadium, Sutton, from just £1. Really good to see Sab Williams score last night as a sub, coming on late on and netting. Of course, we've seen him do so well for the under-18s. Future definitely looking bright. Here's a little pivot from Letlat, getting forward well. Adam Letlat, the West Bromwich Albion number 3, down that left flank. And yeah, do apologise to Dean Banamar there, by the way. Banamar, Danaher sound a little bit similar, don't they? But it was Banamar who kept the clean sheet for England. I'm sure his family and supporters might be listening and watching, but it's we're all in it together. But it was Banamar who played for the England youngsters, of course, and did really well. But Ewan, an equally important part of this Palace team, and if they can really impose themselves, you do feel there are 3 points to be had here. But they won't take anything for granted, as the subs watching on from the sidelines. Palace's bench got Harry Whitworth, David Montgen, as the ball comes in for the left-hand side and drifts to save Dante Martin, Jerome Osai, Chuck Sokoli, and Osai, who we've seen come off the bench at Leicester and get a brace to win a game early in the season. He's actually the joint third highest scorer with 5 in 22 all competitions. You can hear the wind really getting stronger on our effects mic here at West Bromwich Albion's training HQ. It's a very picturesque setting. They're hoping to get themselves back into the big time before not too long. Palace have become part of the fixtures and furnishings of the Premier League. And it's been, as we mentioned, a slow burner this season, but it's just getting better and better. And so pleased for the fans to have that Wembley appearance to look forward to in the FA Cup semi-finals. Here's Benji Casey trying to win the ball, bursting forward, always lurks, always loiters with intent. He's got an aura presence about him, given his scoring exploits of late as young Benji. As we come towards the quarter hour. And yeah, just to confirm, we will have our usual live audio commentary service of the big game against Brighton, Eagles and Seagulls. When they come head to head, there's always something special in the atmosphere. Can Palace continue their good run of results, keep the feel-good factor going, and get maximum points from that one? Brighton, of course, who were beaten convincingly by Villa in midweek. Palace with that late equaliser just to keep things ticking over, and still can can finish positively. Yes, they've got that FA Cup semi to look forward to, but so many league points to play for as well. The under-18s now with Casey. Pacily, powerfully trying to get to the ball, and it will be a throw-in for the away team, making good tracks with Tyler White. Did really well, scoops in the cross, losing his balance, but it's through for Louis Brady on sentry duty for West Bromwich Albion. 0-0. Of course, they'll have been working on their defence. When you come up against a team who have been conceding a lot of goals, it isn't always straightforward because they're extra focused now on trying to show that they can defend. So they'll have a determination about them, a resolve. Here's Alfie Morn, the West Brom captain. So haven't got the early goal they crave, but Palace won't panic. They know they've got ability and goal threats to come from lots of different areas here. And it's Colesby, likes to drop deep, doesn't he? The forward player for West Brom, aiming to instigate, prompting and probing and exploring every avenue. The ball is just carried away on the wind there. I think we need a replacement. Not sure whether they've got any available. There seems to be confusion, some confusion as to. Hopefully someone can go over the railing and get the ball back to Alfie Morn. They can indeed. Morn assesses, tries to pick out a team. Excellent interception there. Really good stuff from Adams-Coleman. And Colesby for Dorda. And then in comes a cross. It's a good one. Directed towards Dante Ranger, but there was Hill again. Saw the flight and watched it safely into the gloves. Always going to take something special to beat Marcus. Looks for an option. Plays the pass. Brownlee, hoping to latch onto this one, uses the chest well. Couldn't quite guide it for White. And here come West Brom now on the charge. Almost escaped the clutches of Miller McDonald. Just bounced awkwardly for him, the number 7, unable to bring it under his control. And a goal kick for Marcus Hill. They've been steady, solid, resilient. Just looking for that sparkle in the forward positions here. Crystal Palace pitting their wits against West Bromwich Albion on this late Saturday morning in early April. Hill rolls it out like a crown green bowler for Moana, who directs it back towards his goalkeeper. Facida makes himself available, controls it in front of Miller McDonald, but unable for either team, both teams struggling to find that rhythm and that fluency in challenging conditions. Colesby gets it back, sprays the pass, opportunity here, left-footed drive is blocked well. Jasper Judd back there as Adam Letlat got into a dangerous position for West Brom. That's excellent defending from Palace, and it had to be. The home team getting forward well there. It's a bit of a leveller when you got a wind of this strength. Palace have come here hoping to get maximum points, of course. But they've got to defend this corner. Taken short for Dorda. Hit his own player there with the shot. Well, they're playing downwind here, West Brom. That isn't always necessarily an advantage, but it's Noah Dupont with a bit of trickery, but over goes Danaher, and then fired away. It's very exposed, this pitch, to the challenging weather. It's gusty, and both sets of players are gutsy, with spirited, passionate showings for their clubs. Past 20 minutes then, 0-0. Haven't had many opportunities as it's played back there. That's good, calm, composed defending by Dean Benamar, because had to get that one absolutely right, and did. Hill was ready, willing and able to help his outfield player. Alfie Morn collects the ball, but good shape, beavering away, hassling and harrying when they haven't got the ball, Palace, and sometimes you just got to cope with the circumstances, the environment you're in, and find a way of getting a result. It's all part of their education. It's not always going to be straightforward. Good playing surface, as this one is lifted towards Letlat, and now Brownlee, and again Judd hoping to pick out White. White takes a throw in quickly. Jasper Judd now, good pace from the captain, pulls back the cross. McDonald couldn't get much on it, but that was a really good taking the game by the scruff of the neck from Jasper Judd. Delighted to be captain, showing his worth there, striding rapidly forward, approaching the midway point of the first half here at West Brom's training ground. Under 18 action for you on Palace TV, live, exclusive and uninterrupted. We're still waiting for the game's first goal. We'll bring you key moments, half time. Header by Fasida. Distribution now for Dean Benamar. And Marcus Hill, always happy to try and start a Crystal Palace attack. Fasida and Hill again being chased down by Ranger. And now Moana firmly pushed. Again, it's Colesby getting through some hard graft for his team. Stays on the turf after the challenge from Zach Henry. It's been difficult for Henry, Casey, Brownlee to get into the game too much. Brownlee particularly has been a good outlet. Casey did spring to life at one point, but they've been quite evenly matched so far, belying the gulf in terms of points, with Palace having got up to the summit but fallen down after the defeat to Chelsea to third, but still well placed, going to get a good finish, been right up there for most of the season. Referee blows his whistle, and it's going to be a free kick here. Brownlee, combative, competitive, tenacious, what you want to see. Plenty to ponder for the two sets of coaches. Dave Cooper and Svetoslav Todorov doing a really good job. The rest of the backroom team, Glyn Shamel, Brandon Yeep and Jonathan O'Donoghue. Team effort in terms of staff and players, and of course the subs who might feature later. Palace and West Brom going at it. Hammer and tongs here, no quarter asked or given. It's been feisty stuff so far, maximum commitment, but are we going to see that little bit of quality? Well driven forward there for Divine Onyemachi, with some Divine control actually in a tight spot. Away for Bythel. Was there a foul there? Yes, as the referee had a fairly good view of that challenge on Onyemachi, taken from the right. In fact, the ball was rolling. Knocked by, well, at least he was going to take it there. was Dorda, and now it's with Letlat. Working it for Beitel. Pushing forward, good ball for Onyemachi. So good from West Brom. Judd goes over, away only partially. Adams-Coleman. And now Colesby. Letlat. Arcing ball. Caught capably by Hill. And off go Palace now with Dean Benamar. Loves with having the ball at his feet. Carries it so impressively. Fouled, and it's a free kick. 26th minute of the game. They want a set piece right at the start. Brownlee brought down just outside the box. He couldn't get past the wall with his shot. Casey with some good play, won a corner down the right, but they haven't tested Louis Brady yet in the West Brom goal. Casey. Palace all in yellow. Moana drafted in late for Samade. Looked good so far, real rock at the back. Hill, first time. And now Fasida being put under pressure though. Wins his team a throw in. Very little to choose between them, and we have a blank scoreline. Henry back for Fasida. West Brom have it though, with Colesby for Beitel. Is the shot going to come in from the number 8? It is. Rasping drive, always rising. Just lifted his head and lifted the ball over the bar, so nothing to trouble Marcus Hill on that occasion. It's been again a few chances. They've really been at a premium scoring opportunities, but it just opened up there for Beitel, the midfielder, being applauded by his teammates, but couldn't force a save from Hill. He was more than happy to see that one fly over the target. Remember Bass coverage of Palace right here, the Palace women's quest to try and stay in the Super League after promotion last season. Under 18s, remaining 2 fixtures, home to Arsenal and Brighton. Under 21s going well after that wonderful win last night. Playoffs to come. And of course the first team in FA Cup semi-final action at Wembley on the final Saturday in the evening of April against Villa, and of course massive Premier League matches to come. Brighton this afternoon, Manchester City next week. It's a really exciting final furlong of the campaign, and live and breathe it with us. Savour, sample every moment. Here now come West Brom, looking to upset the form guide here. Good work by Ranger, and they probably had the better moments in the game, but Palace, you've just got to hang in there. You'd like to think they've still got good options on the bench as well. Then keep it level. Here's a cross from Letlat, got past Judd on that occasion. Beitel is really coming to the party here. And West Brom have only had the winning feeling twice in the league this season. They did have a good run in the Youth Cup before losing heavily. There's a shot from the captain, Alfie Morn, but a routine save from Marcus Hill. Was straight at him. Morn with the wind behind him, thought he'd pull the trigger, went for glory, but Hill, always solid, and you're not going to beat him with that sort of effort. Very dependable. Good shot stopper of a keeper, but he's been the busier keeper. Here's Brownlee, someone who can light the touch paper, make something happen. And White, grappling for supremacy down that side. And it's a free kick taken by Danaher. And now Adams-Coleman. Jinking, low centre of gravity. Excellent technical player, pacey as well. Trying to link up there with White, approaching the half-hour mark on Palace TV Plus. Under 18 action towards the end of this Premier League season. Category 1 Academy do have a really good record against West Brom since becoming Category 1. in 2020-21. Actually, 1-7, drawn 2. How about that? That's quite a return, isn't it, from 27 points available to be winning 23 against this opposition. Some teams you just do well against. But this has been one of the more challenging half hours they probably had against West Brom over the years. Here's Fasida. Look like they enjoy playing together, Fasida and Moana. Always good when you've got a keeper of Hill's quality behind you. That definitely spreads confidence. Gives you a certainty about doing your business. And it'll be Fasida to go and get the ball. There's been plenty of urgency and youthful effervescence, exuberance here, just hoping for a chance to show their ability with probably hoping the wind might drop a little bit. Here's Fasida's throw. Away by Benamar. Good work here by Palace's Benji Casey. Falls to the turf, no fouls as the referee. Here come West Brom now with Dorda. Not dawdling. Bythel, really good switching of the play by him. Latlat is on the overlap and he collects the ball from Onyemachi. But Palace should get it away and do. Good work that, because they have charged at them at times. Have had the wind behind them here. But of course, Palace will have that benefit in the second half. Great work here by Dean Benamar, racing down the left as he likes to do. Benamar all the way into the penalty area, gets the crossing, could have gone anywhere. Will he get another bite of the cherry? He will here, Benamar, and you do sense the anticipation, the expectation when he gets free down that left side. He's got so much threat with his delivery, just couldn't pick out anyone in the box there, but that was one of Palace's best little passages of play in the game so far. We've really had a purple patch, a good concerted spell. That's what they'll be hoping to achieve. Might just be a scruffy 1-0 sort of day. That would be fine if they can get the 3 points. But, you know, maybe laying the foundations. Of course, it was in the second half that the under-21s scored 5. 3 of them very late, actually. They were 1-0 down and 2-1 down, but it just goes to show that often good fitness levels, concentration levels, Palace do frequently come on strong at the end of matches, don't they? Which is a good testament to all of the staff involved with the preparations and the focus of the players on the day or the night. Back now with Hill. Made a simple save from Morn. Also watched a long ranger from outside the box by Bythel zoom over the bar. 33 gone. Here now comes Casey with Henry to his left, and now Zach Henry, it's going to pop up for him. Slide the pass now for Benamar. Benamar, can he get the shot away? Does hit it in. Tight angle. Henry, Casey were waiting. Went for goal there. Dean Benamar. It's an effort on target for Palace, who are growing into this one. Nicely worked. Henry was unselfish, spotted the run of Benamar, controlled it, took a couple of touches, fired it in low, real turf trimmer. But there at his near post was Louis Brady to make the stop. But it's just getting a little bit more action-packed, isn't it? It was quite a stale start to the match in terms of scoring possibilities, but more are being manufactured and generated as Palace look to sculpt and fashion something. Throw-in just drifted out, more about the wind, I think, than anything else. But it will be West Brom to take this throw-in through their captain, Alfie Morn. 35th minute on Palace TV+. This is a really good way for the Palace fans to get in the mood for the big match later against Brighton by witnessing the Starlets, who always fly the flag so wonderfully well for CPFC. And it's always good to bring you this academy coverage. from all the team at Palace TV. Now, West Brom hoping to create something meaningful here. Good pressure from Casey. No foul. Yeah, that was tricky, wasn't it? For Abdul Abudu, the number 5 defender of West Brom. It's been a good tussle that between those two, Casey and Abudu. Throw in for Cedar. Casey, strong, back to goal, sticks a boot out. Here now is Adams-Coleman being pushed by Idrissa Dorda as he attempted to engineer, manoeuvre it into some space. It's been fairly free-flowing game, haven't needed the physios yet. Judd. You wouldn't say defences have necessarily dominated. There's certainly been enough glimpses, glimmers of cohesion and good play from the attacking players to suggest that it won't stay 0-0 for too long. Is Ranger, and now Palace. Adams-Coleman. Henry, strong on the ball. Did really well there, the number 11. Tries to find the angle for Casey. Casey keeps going, gets the shot away, but it's saved easily by Louis Brady. But you just sense that Casey is growing in belief as this game goes on. He's quite capable of rattling one into the top corner from that sort of position. But Louis Brady perfectly poised. Here now is Brownlee, goes down, but we do have a Palace player down here. I think it's Zach Henry. Might need a bit of treatment. The referee is just suggesting to the bench that he might be okay. And Henry just feeling the back of his head. But that was good from Palace in the build-up there. Henry is okay. He's back on his feet, which is good to see. But yeah, when it opened up there for Casey, you did feel like he might be about to drill one Benji Casey style into the corner, but he just couldn't find his way past Louis Brady. Look to be two good keepers, don't they? Brady of Albion and Hill of Crystal Palace. Back with Brady to ping it forward, but that one really going on the wind. Judd going toe-to-toe with Divine Onyemachi. So throw in for the hosts. Bithell. Adams-Coleman always wants the ball, trying to keep things tick when he gets it. Letlat, low flight on that, glanced on by Onyemachi, but comes up nicely for Hill, who decides to crash it forward. Sometimes it's a good idea, especially into the wind. Casey goes down, felt he was impeded, and referee blows his whistle. Has he given a free kick there? I think he might have. No, it is a throw-in, and Facida comes forward to take it with 6 minutes to go of this first half. Facida towards Casey, and that one's knocked away by No Dupont. Coming up towards the closing stages of an evenly contested first period on Palace TV Plus. Under 18 action for you on this early April Saturday. Throw in from Benamar. Over goes Danaher, competing well. Knocked away by Morn. And Hill's come a long way out of his penalty area here, getting involved. Moana and Tyler White. Judd gets the better of Onyemachi. He's had his hands full. Hill touched to control and then propels it well over halfway. Brownlee did really well, goes down, it's a clear foul. And, well, I don't know whether the referee might be thinking about a yellow card here. Yes, I don't think there can be any complaints there for Dupont, the number 6, because Brownlee, with that low centre of gravity, rapidly eats up the turf as he gets forward deceptively quickly. It's a really good asset to have in these conditions, and they've won a free kick. And it's in a great position, definitely within shooting distance, although the wind is against. Dupont, the guilty party there. Referee having a word. Also, I'm not sure why Colesby's getting involved necessarily with that. But yeah, I think he got that one right, the ref. And is there a suggestion maybe that they've edged the ball forward? I think that was, I think that was where he awarded it from. So the referee just making sure they retreat the 10 yards. Dupont was trying to delay the free kick. And, well, good opportunity this now for Crystal Palace, maybe to get themselves ahead. Danaher is standing over the ball. Don't think he's going to take it, though. Could this be the moment for Zach Henry to fire Palace into the lead? Left-footed, hits it, always going over, though. Didn't bother to dive, Louis Brady. Brownlee did so well to win another set piece for his team, but just couldn't keep that one down, Zach Henry. Nothing comes of the set piece situation for Crystal Palace. You could see what he was trying to do, generated good power on the ball, 4-player wall. He managed to get over them, but no dip on it. Haven't been too much for the highlights reel at half-time. There's just a few half chances, really. Haven't been any amazing saves by any means, but the keepers have done well. Got to keep concentration levels, especially with the ball bouncing in difficult fashion like that, but Hill made it look easy when it wasn't. It's always the mark of a person who does his trade so well. Here now is Judd being followed by Ranger, tracking back. Henry takes up the play. Brownlee in close attendance. Good pivot. All the Palace outfield players inside the West Brom half here, helped forward by Facida. And now it's with Colesby. Building down the right now with Moore, combining with Miller-McDonald, who they kept fairly quiet. Throw in from Facida for Moana. I hope to achieve a shutout. Puffed and they've puffed, but no way to blow down a well-constructed house of West Brom. I think have been hurting from recent results, trying to make themselves a tough nut to crack. It's been a stern examination of Palace's credentials so far, but will they find a way, as they so often do, in the second half? Oh, I love that. Great play by Adams Coleman. He's got Danaher in close attendance. He goes over to the left. It was just too well struck for Benamar. Exasperating for Palace on that occasion, but he's definitely caught the eye so far. Dynamic Adams Coleman. With a good combination alongside Ewan Danaher in that midfield area. With Benamar and White on the flanks. Final minute of the first 45. Won't get have a little bit of stoppage time, maybe. But shouldn't be too much. Here now is a run by Miller-McDonald, and West Brom have got a free kick. I think McDonald is being urged there just to wait. And I think the captain's getting involved, yeah, because he wanted to take it quickly there, Colesby, but Morn is just suggesting, well, this might be a good opportunity to get some bodies forward here with a dead ball situation with, what, 30 seconds to go, the 45 minutes plus stoppage time. Rolls it now down the right for McDonald. Good defensive work by Benamar, and it had to be. It's a good work by one of the scouts, or might be ground staff on his phone, but still able to prevent the ball from rolling down the ditch there. So then corner right at the end of this first half for the home side. Left arm up, left boot used, high, hanging, tricky. Referee blows his whistle. Not sure if there was a bit of argy-bargy in the penalty area there. We're into stoppage time at the end of this first half, in which neither keeper's been hugely tested. Both sides have had their moments. And there is the half-time whistle. 0-0 at the break on Palace TV+. Palace looking for another victory, continuing to challenge for the title, but the bottom side, West Brom, have made it hard for them. Haven't had too many chances. It's all to play for in the second period here at West Brom's training ground. It's West Bromwich Albion under-18s 0, Crystal Palace 0. Well, no point hanging about. A shortened half-time period, and we are underway for the second 45 at West Brom's training HQ, and it's finally poised on that proverbial knife edge, this game. 0-0. Few opportunities in the first half. Benji Casey has kept running hard. That's an example of his terrific application and attitude there to make life difficult for Abdul Abudu for West Brom. Neither team has made changes at the start of this second half, but good options for Palace on the bench. The likes of Martin, Osai, Okoli, Montgen waiting in the wings. Could they make an impact? Could it be the day for a super sub, or will it be a sublime starter? Palace in their yellow outfit with Marcus Hill in goal, who's done well between the posts when pressed into action. Is a chance now for Casey, but the flag raised and the whistle blown. Just straight offside there, did Benji. You just know if he gets one chance, that might be enough for Palace. The outfield players, Jasper Judd captaining the team at this age range for the first time. Previous skipper's experience with Palace. Great to see him with the armband. Fellow defenders Josh Mwan, who came in late on for Sean Samade, and Jacob Fasida. Midfield, Dean Benamar on the left. Tyler White, the other change to the lineup in for Drake Thomas. In the centre, Ewan Danaher. Kyrie's Adams Coleman has given an all-action display. He's tried to get some attacks going. And the front three, Zach Henry, who had a free kick he hit over the bar towards the end of the first half. Ryland Brown, who actually won an early set piece in the first minute, couldn't find a way past the wall. And Benji Casey, who belted a shot in himself. Going to have to defend a corner here. Palace's bench, Harry Whitworth, David Montgen, Dante Martin, Jerome Osai and Chuks Okoli. Albion in there, usual dark blue and white vertical striped shirts. White shorts and white socks. Left wing corner, right boot used, header up high, good defending. They need to complete the clearance, though it's bouncing awkwardly for them. Back in from Bythel, and now Ryan Colesby. Pinged in from the right-hand side towards Onyemachi. Good stuff again from Crystal Palace. All hands to the pump, working for each other. Brownlee now on the breakaway. Pacey, really good work this by Ryland Brownlee. Rides a couple of challenges. Can he go all the way? Brownlee, what a run this is. Great defending. That's absolutely brilliant, because Casey was ready to pull the trigger, but somehow Morn has gone over the captain for his team to save their skins. Brownlee, that was absolutely mesmerising. Wonderful work from him, so focused, but that is exceptional stuff from Morn. Leading by example the skipper to get in front of Casey, because he surely would have fired that home. Would have been a remarkable assist from Ryland Brownlee. He started the first half positively as well. The flag flapping vigorously. Both arms up. Corner kick. Played short. And then just losing footing. In fact, West Brom have brought on a sub, Jaden Francis Caesar, the number 12 has come on. So deciding to shuffle the pack. Will he provide something special? As it's rest of the Albion squad. Louis Brady, their keeper. They'd like to make him a bit busier, would Palace, in the second half, if at all possible. Alfie Morn, the captain, who you saw come to their rescue there to thwart Casey. Idrissa Dorda, Noah Dupont, Ryan Colesby, Divine Onyemachi. As the ball is played in by Dean Benamar, getting away. At times he really has foraged and gone on goes attacking forays down the left and really carried a threat. He's won his team a corner here. That effort, cross-come shot was deflected. 5 minutes gone, second half. On a windy day in the West Midlands. Left wing corner. Right boot of Jasper Judd, captaining the team, bends it in towards Casey at the near post, and then it's hooked over the bar by Jacob Facida, forward from the back, asking the questions, applying the pressure in the early part of this second half here. Crystal Palace, they had that counter from Brownlee and Casey, and now Judd's corner, which was won by Benamar, whipped over towards Casey, who got there at the near post. It popped up for Facida, but couldn't keep his shot down. Just going through the rest of their lineup. Divine Onyemachi, the home team that is. James Bythell, Miller McDonald, Dante Ranger, Adam Letlat, Abdullah Boudou, Jaden Francis Caesar has come on. Their remaining subs: Max Moses, Fran Churchy, Cole Deeming, and Adam Okorodudu. Certainly might see the likes of Osai come up and maybe provide an alternative approach. I think it is going to be the odd goal that wins this. Don't see many 0-0s, do we? Play with so much buoyancy and vibrancy, daring do. Buccaneering, swashbuckling academy teams of Crystal Palace. They know no fear. But here now is Letlats for West Brom. Started the day bottom of the table. Palace began in third. Here's Brownlee. He looks like the player who might just make the difference here. Excellent running again from Brownlee. White's behind him. Brownlee goes down, but he was just ushered away there by Noah Dupont, who is on a yellow card, so he has to be careful, Dupont. It's been a good battle, that, between Brownlee and the West Brom number 6. 52 gone, 0-0. Jack Woodward talking you through the action on Palace TV+. There's a brief stoppage in play here. Don't know if we're waiting for the ball to be retrieved. It's been that sort of day. You can't necessarily tell it looking at the trees. Certainly can from the corner flags, but you can hear on our effects microphone how strong the wind is. Both teams adapting well, trying to make a spectacle for Palace TV viewers. Here's the ball for White. White's going to get there, but it just trickled annoyingly, irritatingly, frustratingly over the edge of the pitch for the ever-willing Tyler White. Well, they'll see this as a big scalp, West Brom, given how they've struggled and how well Palace have been doing if they can get a result. But Palace, yeah, they lost the last game against Chelsea, but they've generally got into the winning habit. Albion, the losing one. Good work here by Palace to win it back. White slide the pass for Brownlee. Brownlee gets away now. Low cross in, and Casey flinging himself at the ball. He's desperate to get on the end of that, but more exemplary defending from the Albion rearguard. Dupont got over, just about made life difficult enough for Casey, but Brownlee's doing so well in this game. really enjoying his performance. Another corner for Crystal Palace. Jacob Facida has come forward to take this. Jasper Judd's available, but Facida's going to launch it towards the near post. Will it break now? The shot is drilled in. That's a magnificent strike from Ewan Danaher. Sweet as a nut. Always going in. And Palace have the advantage 54 minutes in. The low corner kick from Facida. It came out favourably for the midfielder, and that is an absolute rocket. Tough windy conditions here at West Brom. The feel-good factor continues for the Palace Academy. Ewan Danaher take a bow. He had time, he had space, he set himself, he showed focus and fantastic ball striking ability. The junior Eagles continue to flourish in the upper echelons of the Under-18 Premier League South. It's a fabulous hit from Ewan Danaher to break the deadlock, and it was always going in. Absolutely no chance for Louis Brady in goal. Good work in the build-up. He made a nuisance of himself, didn't he, Zach Henry? That's a partial assist for him, and Danaher decisively, delightfully did the rest. Ewan Danaher scores the goal. West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 1. And grinning ear to ear when he hit that. It was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? It wasn't far out. He found a route through. It was the perfect flight path, wasn't it? As Albion try and get it away. Now, that will change the focus. Certainly a game they'd expect to win here. Crystal Palace, but they've had to roll their sleeves up. Been very impressed. Whatever was said by Dave and Svetoslav at half-time has been listened to. They've absorbed it. They've been the sponges. You've got to make sure you know. Obviously, they didn't go into the changing rooms. They just stayed out on the pitch in the sun, and we had quite a short half-time period. But whatever was said, they've taken on the messages and they've executed the game plan. Because Brownlee, particularly, he's been very bright. Casey trying to get in the middle. They won a corner, and nice to see Facida taking them as well, which shows a variety, doesn't it, when your defender can go and do that. Here they come again. They want a second. Benji Casey's away, taking the ball from Brownlee, and good defensive work by Abdul Abudu. But they've been on upset the table, given our lowly position in the nether regions, propping up the standings. And they were good value for being level, at least level at half-time. But Palace have shown their quality there. And, well, that was a joy to behold from Ewan Danaher. Top marks. Palace's star boy for the under-18 so far. So, Toby, first goal at under-18 level, and a memorable one. We got a great view actually on our camera, didn't we? You could see that as soon as he hit it, bang, pinged it right into the net. And great work again by Jack on camera duty. James in the engine room, back at base, and everyone involved with the production, and everyone at Palace TV for putting on this live broadcast from West Bromwich Albion. 1-0 to Palace, looking good, sitting pretty in the box seat. But they'll push on for more. They'll want the insurance buffer. They want that comfort and cushion of a second goal. And they won't just sit on this now. I do think that it was a big factor actually, the wind being behind for West Brom, that sort of provided a leveller. And actually, the more I watch the way they're using the elements now, Palace, the more I watch it, the more impressed I am that they kept a clean sheet in the first half. Here's good running by Dean Benamar. There's a bit of a tangle there. We might need a bit of treatment here, because a couple of players have gone down, and might need some assistance perhaps. The referee isn't too keen to get the physios on. He's quite happy to keep things ticking over. But yeah, it's going to be a yellow card actually. So another booking. This time it's yeah, I like to see that. They've had a bit of a handshake there, not quite a handshake, but certainly no ill blood. Ryland Ryan Colesby, who's into the book. But that was a good attack from Palace. Really coming on strong here in this second half. 1-0 up through Danaher. Judd with the corner. It's been pretty much all Palace since the break. Threaded forward for Tyler White. Oh, White, brilliant. In from the right. Cross comes in. Been right on the back foot of West Brom in the second period so far, edging towards the hour mark and just running into touch. Chuksakoli has come on, number 16. Good to see his introduction. Fresh pair of legs off the bench, and he'll hope to make his mark with maybe an assist or a goal. Where you can see the wind going through the linesman's flag and the corner flag as well. That clash of yellow and blue. And throw in now for Palace. They've got this game right where they want it, but no resting on the laurels. They know the best way to defend the lead is to get themselves a second goal. All they can do is win their games and see what happens. Yes, Villa particularly, many other teams around them have got games in hand, but you've still got to go and win those matches, which is easier said than done. Palace do have the points in the bank. And these are potential banana skins, these games as well, when you're such warm favourites to win. But it's not an insurmountable, unassailable lead as yet with Kyrese Adams-Coleman. He just is a good heartbeat and engine room. He's got passing quality as well, all the attributes of a good midfielder. Here's Chuksakoli. And now Mwana. Good work by Fasida, who had a contribution in the goal. It's his corner that was touched towards Danaher, who did the rest. Now with Danaher again, the goal scorer, plays a pass this time for Brownlee. That's a well, it's a foul on Akoli, who was being encouraged to shoot there, the substitute. Wasn't able to get the shot away because of an infringement. And, well, don't need to argue with that. The ref's made his decision. He's not going to change it. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, Alfie Mourns, he's done well, actually. He's played really, the captain, been very impressed with him. But, yeah, I mean, he's shown a passion, shown he cares. He doesn't agree with the decision. But it's been given, so... Now... Who's going to hit this? A few contenders here, aren't there? I think Benamar fancies it with his left. I think Jasper Judd's going to have to make the call, the captain. Because obviously, Dana has got the scoring bug, having opened his under-18s account for Palace. Does he want to get one from the set piece? It's going to be Judd to step over. And now the shot, left-footed, and he struck it too well almost, didn't he, Dean Benamar? He's got fabulous ability. It's a cultured, educated left boot, is that of Dean Benamar. If he'd been 10 yards further out, that might have caused problems. He just struck it too sweetly, though, as the decoy runs were made by Judd and Danaher, but Benamar unable to hit the target. 63rd minute, though. Palace, you'd say good value for the lead. It was nothing to choose between them at half-time. If anything, Albion might have just shaded that first half, as Idrissa Dorda is withdrawn, so they're making the switches. West Brom, it's their second after the introduction of Francis Caesar in the early part of the start of this half, but on now has come Franchucci, the number 15 as well. Here's Miller McDonald, deep inside his own territory. Referee gives the decision to West Brom. And I think it was Zach Henry who went off, by the way, for Chuksakoli for Palace. Akoli, who did well to win that free kick that Benamar crashed over the bar. Again, full of admiration for these players and the way they've adapted to the conditions. Here's Tyler White putting a good shift for his team. Morn, watchful, helps it back to his keeper, Louis Brady. Header on by a Coley, goes down. Well, he's got to be careful here as Colesby, because yeah, he made the challenge probably wasn't worthy of a yellow, but if he keeps those protests up, he's going to get himself a second booking and an early departure, so he really does need to be careful. Palace oozing quality and competence. Here's White, whips it. That's a beauty of a ball from Tyler White towards the on-rushing Danaher, makes those trademark bursting surges forward. White, minimal back lift, clipped it, just evades the grasp. Brownlee, so good. Nothing's a lost cause for Ryland Brownlee, is it? And he plays the pass here, almost slotted it for Benji. White closes down, the high press. Judd just allows it to run out of play. Good to see the scouts, the friends and family, football fans coming to watch these youth players in action. Two fabulous clubs, West Brom and Crystal Palace, pitting their wits against each other. Just over the 20-minute mark in the second half. It's been a very productive second period so far. Good work by White and Judd. Judd into the penalty area. The captain gets the crossover. And now Danaher. Here's Adams-Coleman for Dean Benamar. Adams-Coleman gets it from under his feet and then fizzes over the cross. Good control by Judd. Well, he'd love a goal to mark a memorable day for him. Captaining the side. Just creeping towards the midway point of this second half on Palace TV Plus. Under 18 action for you, live exclusive, uninterrupted from West Bromwich Albion, and Palace lead by a 1-0. It was a right wing corner from Jacob Vasida, touched him, might have been an assist for Henry. I'm not sure whether it came off him or the defender, but one thing's for certain, it was Ewan Danaher who was absolutely thrilled to see the ball go to his path, set himself and drove it ferociously, superbly, into the back of the net. In a flash, it was in. Drilled it. 1-0. And they fully merit that advantage. They know that if a clean sheet is kept, 3 points will be pocketed. Up high by Judd into the early afternoon air. Manoeuvred well by Onyemachi. McDonald gets it in. It's a rare West Brom attack. They attacked much more menacingly in the first half. Into the final quarter of the contest. Was that a foul? No, says the referee. Breakaway now for Crystal Palace. Is he going to keep it in play? No. Ryan Brownlee watches it trickle out as Dupont back for keeper Louis Brady. Powerless to prevent Danaher's goal. Is one going to be enough here? Sometimes you like a ground out 1-0 as a coach, don't you? But Palace are so adept at adding to their leads, they'll think we can get 2 or 3 more, and who knows, if they follow in the footsteps of the under-21s last night, then there's plenty more goals to come. They hit 5 all in the second half. I mean, that was sensational stuff to harass and harangue the Hammers. 5-star under-21s. Under-18s going well. Could it be a full set this weekend with the seniors up against Brighton? Why not? That one's going to make its way down the slope, so replacement ball on. He's kept it moving well, actually, the ref, in this game. A couple of yellow cards for Dupont and Colesby of West Brom haven't needed the medical staff. It's been played in good spirits, and it shows the strength of the under-18 league, doesn't it, really? When West Brom have only won 2 games all season, they're adrift, marooned at the bottom, but they're still giving high-flying Palace a good game here. Just outside the playoff places, the seniors in the Championship. Really competitive second tier. And they're about to get underway in their Championship fixture. Might be another change being made here. That's why we're waiting for the throw-in. Jasper Judd will be taking it. Just looks up. And I think he's being told just to pause. Not sure what the reason is for the slight delay here. And there is the whistle. Judd launches forward. And happy to let the clock tick past the 70-minute mark. He's got Moana behind him, goes square. Brownlee, Moana, good feet. Judd, oh yes, love that, robust, no nonsense, solid. Kyrese Adams-Coleman over to Benamar, and back for Moana again. White, love that. Trickery, looking to bamboozle, bewitch and bewilder in equal measure. White wins his team a corner. Over to block was Adam Letlat. The wind, if anything, is picking up here. And Judd again on dead ball duty. In fact, it's a corner, yeah. Facida plays it short this time for Judd. Facida wants it back from open play, gets it, slides it. They've worked this thoughtfully. Kyrese Adams-Coleman played in, lovely passing football this. Facida cuts it to the near post. Took a little bit of a ricochet, but that was delightful, super slick and quick passing and movement. Excellent way to win a corner. And at the moment, West Bromwich Albion just can't get to the ball. Facida, again, right wing, left boot. Judd wouldn't mind a short pass, but instead he goes direct. Oh, it missed just about everyone, and then it's kept in by Benamar somehow. And now Judd with the chip. Header glanced on. Can they bundle it in? Casey making a nuisance of himself, but they're able to prevent Palace from scoring a second. Here's Brownlee now, winning it back. But yeah, really good arcing ball from Jacob Facida there, and it almost bore fruit. And you back them for a second goal the way they're playing here, threatening from open play and from the set pieces. They're bossing this second half, dominant display. Moana and Facida, and now Adams-Coleman played just a little bit too firmly. Grass cutter. It's a tremendous playing surface, just been the gusting wind that's been an issue for the players. Dupont for Letlat. And now a rare opportunity for Onyemachi to take on Judd. Onyemachi plays the pass, in goes a Coley. No foul, says the referee. And now it could be a breakaway, a Coley with the chip. And now Casey could be in. Great goalkeeping that by Brady. Like a rabbit out the traps, spotting the danger, doing the sweeping job to good effect because Casey was ready to get that second goal, which would surely be the match clincher. Don't think there'll be any coming back for West Brom if Palace were to double their advantage. Here now is Tyler White. Helped on by a Coley, just couldn't play the pass he wanted for Benamar. And Benamar stumbles. Now Morn, Alfie Morn, getting forward well. Lost his footing. No foul. Breakaway now for Palace, and here's Brownlee. It opens up, he's got space here. Plays the pass for Dean Benamar. Benamar, first time. Brownlee, so dangerous on the counter. Could be really happy with his efforts. They've all done themselves proud here. Good advert for youth football again. Final quarter of an hour now. Tyler White plays the pass. Perfect for Judd, who goes for goal. Great goalkeeping. Danger hasn't quite gone. Well, Jasper Judd nearly crowned a captain's effort with a goal there. Another excellent attack from Palace. They've been brilliant in this second half. Judd forcing a save from the keeper, Louis Brady, as Palace look to double their advantage. Here's a shot from range. Well, a cross-come shot. Brownlee was waiting. Benji Casey was in there as well, along with Tyler White, and it just goes wide. Really good, well-struck effort from outside the box. Another look at this. Judd, tight angle, went for goal. Casey was waiting, and then follow-up shot here from outside the penalty area. Manoeuvred nicely. It's Danaher again, posing the problems, giving Albion a headache. We've run into the odd cul-de-sac, but yeah, they were struggling to create anything meaningful against the strong wind in the first half, but downwind in the second, they've been a constant menace to West Bromwich Albion's defence. 1-0 could easily be 3 or 4 now. And now it's with Tyler White. Bright and breezy. Judd bends one in, the header just drifts away from goal this time. And I think some of the advice at half-time might have been how best to use the wind advantage in the second half, and they've definitely done that with the balls arcing into the box, and they've also actually, when they've got it on the floor, have done well. So the thing is, they've adapted. Shows real maturity. Here's White now, gets it in low. Will it break? It will again. Oh, it's him again. It's a carbon copy, deja vu. It broke for Ewan Danaher. Scored his first goal at under 18 level earlier on in this half, and now he has a second. More positive play by Palace. They've been stunning in this second half. They put Albion on the back foot. Tyler White causing a problem. It was touched into the feet of Danaher, who just doesn't miss. He's having a fantastic day in Crystal Palace yellow. He really does get those laces through the ball. Terrific technique. Immaculate stuff from Ewan Danaher at the double. They've got the buffer of the second goal, and they're sailing towards 3 points in the wind of West Brom. Danaher, brace bagger, and you'll not see two crisper, better strikes of the football than those two from Ewan Danaher. Brilliant. West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 2. Ewan more than useful when the ball comes his way. And you'd think that will be game over. Ewan Danaher on a hat-trick. Didn't think we'd be saying that when this second half got underway, given how well West Brom had done, but just he just didn't snatch at it at all, did he? Both of the efforts have come to him. He's had a bit of time to consider, but it's just natural ball striking ability we've witnessed. And Marcus Hill has had a very, very quiet second half. He had much more to do in the first. And Dante Martin has come on. Number 14. Makes sense, doesn't it, to give everyone a run out on this trip to the Midlands. Real squad effort. Well, what a fabulous weekend so far. And the main event still to come. First team live audio commentary against Brighton this afternoon. But the under 21s, 5 goals last night, winning at West Ham, and the under 18s following that up with another. They're just coming on strong, aren't they, in the second half, all these teams. A deadly double from Danaher. Doing the trick for Crystal Palace, but they might have to do some defending here. Judd is over, and Dante Martin has come on for Ryland Brownlee, and he can have a well-earned breather, Brownlee. He's constantly, tirelessly, all over the pitch, raced forward, and I think he set the tone for his performance right in the first seconds of the game when he won his team a free kick, and he started the second half well, and he's very good effort from him. Might not need Jerome Osai's scoring prowess today, still on the bench, but they have introduced Coley and Martin now. Well, Albion looking well beaten in the second half. First half was a completely different story. They did have the wind advantage. Worked well by the subs. In comes the cross, but straight at Marcus Hill, alert, ready, willing and able at his near post. And now here they come again. Crystal Palace, Tyler White, right of centre, gets into the penalty area. White, good save. Straight at Louis Brady, who's been very busy in this second half. White driving forward, as he has done frequently in today's game. Crashed in the shot. Good power generated on the ball, but Brady was equal to it on that occasion. It's a good stop from the West Brom number 1 to deny Palace a third goal. White hoping to get his name on the score sheet there. Now, just over 7 minutes to go to close this one out. They'll look for more goals, though. Coley, dancing feet, wins his team another corner, put out by Dupont. And, well, they've just been constantly on the front foot, haven't they, in this second 45 minutes. And Facida's delivery has really troubled, been highly problematic for West Bromwich Albion. So good when a defensive player can go forward and play in those sorts of balls. And this time he's very clever on a hat-trick, hangs it forward. Well, on the win, that could easily have gone in. Ewan Danaher, he intended it as a ball in for a teammate there, but you just never know when you put it into the right area. That, again, he's had a real good variety of corners as well as Facida. White keeps it in play. Jasper Judd racing forward, gets to the byline. Judd, good defending again by Dupont, and it had to be Judd. Like that Duracell battery just keeps on going. Him and White have been astonishingly good in the second half. Just giving them that extra bit of confidence. The wind behind them has been a big factor, but you know, same for both sides. I don't think it's any stronger than it was before the break when Albion had it in their advantage. Difference was Palace defended incredibly, and they've made the most of it with some dynamic, thrusting, attacking play. Played short this time by Vasida, and Judd back for Jacob Vasida. Slots it now for Adams-Coleman, blocked by Letlat, and now it's a West Bromwich Albion counter. They'll believe if they can just get themselves a goal, they could make it a nerve-jangling final few minutes for Crystal Palace, but it's going to be tough for them. Benamar for Okoli, who's made his mark since coming on. Here's a player who's definitely made his mark in the game, Danaher. His 2 goals look like they're going to get the win for Palace. And I think we're going to have a double switch. Looks like David Montgen and Jerome Osai get into the fray. Kyrus Adams-Coleman, brilliant display from him, is coming off. And Benji Casey as well. Well, he's been full of goals this season. Hasn't needed to score in this one. He's left scoring duties to Ewan Danaher. A couple of great strikes. The officials just noting down who's come on as we come towards the closing moments here. Well, who'd be your player of the match? Obviously, Danaher for his goals. You need composure in the finish with the wind swirling around. He's done that twice. Has to be up there, because the hardest thing in football is to get the ball in the net, and he's done it twice. But difficult to pick out individuals, really, given the way they've gone. Dante Martin. But yeah, they're all Jasper Judd, the captain, Tyler White. You know, they're Brownlee, the way he's taking it by the scruff of the net, ball by the horns at times before being substituted. But yeah, it's been a good collective overall display. Remember, Arsenal and Brighton at home to come. This is the last away game, and who knows, maybe they can finish. You would be relying on a lot of other results going your way to finish top, but all you got to do is try and win the last 2 games and see what happens. Here's Danaher, a stellar, starring, stunning display from him, not least for his 2 goals. Referee blows his whistle. A foul committed there. Okoli was hoping to fire a shot in, but yeah, it's been the familiar story really for West Brom, barring a miraculous plot twist. They are set to succumb to their 11th defeat of a tough season. Still, they'll go again. They're a fantastic club, and we wish them well, both in the remainder of this season and in the summer. Here they come. They want a goal here, and they might just get it. Pulled across the face by the sub, Adam Okorodudu, who's come off the bench trying to make life difficult for Palace, and that wasn't far from getting a foothold back in the contest for the home team. He took it well into the penalty area. Judd made life difficult for him, and that could have just sown the seeds of doubt. Good work by the skipper as Okorodudu, unable to hit the target, flashes wide of Marcus Hill's post, and he looks set to keep a clean sheet here. But that was probably West Brom's best moment, certainly of the half, maybe even the whole match. But no goal for them. Remember, get your tickets for the under-21s final game of the league phase in Premier League 2 against Chelsea. 14th of April, of course, will be involved in the playoffs just for £1, which is great value. Live audio commentary coming up of Brighton and Palace in the Premier League. Best coverage of the women, the under 18s as well, with big games to come. Press conferences, Oliver Glasner, all angles covered. And of course, you'll be able to see this one in full, Palace TV Plus, and the highlights, and well worth watching actually, just for the sweetness of the strikes from Danaher. You just wondered whether, you know, he was just crying out for a bit of inspiration, a bit of magic, and he dipped into his box of tricks, said abracadabra, and there was the waving of the wand, the white rabbit from the black hat, whatever analogy you use, it certainly was special from Danaher, and he did it twice, got such a taste for it, opened his under 18s account, and the number 4, as so often happens in football, like that proverbial London bus, he waited a long time, and then he got one, he got 2, and the second one has certainly knocked the stuffing and ended the issue as we enter stoppage time at the end of this Premier League under 18 contest. Benamar is impeded, so we enter stoppage time at the end of the game. I don't think we get boards, do we, under 18 level, so I don't think there'll be too much. Obviously we have had a couple of goals, to be fair, and all the subs, so we might get 3 or 4 minutes, whereas at the end of the first half they pretty much just wrapped it up straight away. But really there's no doubt about the outcome here. Would only be a consolation if West Brom were able to score. They did have the chance there for the sub, Okora Dudu, but wasn't able to take it. Away by Brady. On we play in stoppage time. Akoli plays it now for Benamar. This has just put the icing on it. If they could get a goal here. Dante Martin looks sharp since coming on, the number 14. Martin. In comes the cross, but just drifts away behind the goal. And not long to go now. Hard-fought win. They've had to really grind it out, but it's been a classic away display in many ways. They laid the foundations, put the hard work in the first half, made the most of the breeze, well, more than the breeze, strong wind behind them in the second, and 2 brilliant goals from Ewan Danaher have done the job here. Away by Brady. And Albion away now through one of their subs. It's with Churchy. And at least they are ending the game with some positivity to take into their remaining fixtures. Referees looked at the watch, but he's allowing Albion maybe just one final chance to get themselves on the score sheet. It's going to be a throw-in from Okora Dudu, who has come the close to scoring in this second half for them. Loops it into the danger zone. Palace will want to keep the clean sheet. Pinged away into the 3rd minute of stoppage time at the end of this one. And actually having a bit of pressure here, Dupont with the pass. And in a bit of a tight area for Churchy down the left wing. And now with Onyemachi. Albion building well. Letlat's fizzing the cross in. And need to try and clear their lines here, and they do so. Breakaway. And it's played forward. Lovely pass as well for Dante Martin, who's got it wide right. I think they'll go for a 3rd goal rather than keep it in the corner. That says all about the positivity of this Palace team. Martin moving in field. There's the final whistle. Job done by Palace. They laid the foundations in the first half. Then a dynamic double from Ewan Danaher in the second. 2 brilliant hits as well. Lovely goals from the number 4. Got the job done. It was a deserved win. They might have had more. They keep the clean sheet, and they're still riding high in the league at the back end of this season. It was efficient, it was professional, it was very, very impressive from the Palace youngsters here at West Brom as it finishes West Bromwich Albion 0, Crystal Palace 2.